Yo, 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 yo. It's the homie MACK, reporting live from the Dogon. Music, art, culture, knowledge. Music, art, culture, knowledge. Again, live from the Dogon. You know what it is. Peace and love to all. Today, I don't know. My heart is going in a myriad of directions. It's funny, this whole Kobe Bryant situation has, it's really espoused a lot. Specifically, it's espoused how much dissension and discord exists between black men and black women. And it's also shown me, well, not necessarily shown me, but it's reminded me of the impact that the media has, the power that the media has, the way that the media can contextualize things, distort things, and paint a narrative. I feel like essentially Gayle King is not a victim. And I think the beautiful thing about the whole response to the interview that she had with Lisa Leslie is it's showing me that people will respond to the media, that people will hold the media accountable, you know? And I guess essentially, like, there's a whole lot of dialogue I can go into about I guess Gayle King and not even just Gayle King, but reporters in general being gatekeepers to a narrative that the media wants to hold. You know, you don't pay these people millions of dollars unless there's some type of functional premise that you have that you want them to follow. I know Gayle King was talking about, I'm gonna call the people at CBS and tell them I didn't like how they contextualized the interview. Whatever. I'm not. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not convinced she has that type of pull. In my last MACK Minutes episode, I talked about how the media essentially is ran by four conglomerates. Understand, money is a tool. When money is spent, it is for a specific purpose. And the person behind the dollars, has a motive. You know, I do think there are good people in this world that have money, but I guess at the end of the day, I feel as though people have angles, people have agendas, and I don't necessarily think it's for the greater good of all. Real quick, I want to talk about misogynoir. I want to talk about patriarchy. I want to talk about how there's this whole I guess ethos being propagated, how black men hate black women, and how black men are these monsters driven by control and patriarchy, these emotionless monsters that are driven by patriarchy, driven by misogyny. And my thing is, let's look up the word misogyny, misogynistic. Misogyny is a strong prejudice against women. Strong prejudice against women. I guess what? Not necessarily deprecating, but like a hatred. Essentially a hatred. It's a bias against women. And my thing is this. A lot of black men are not in the household. A lot of black men grow up fatherless. A lot of black women grow up fatherless. A lot of the whole infrastructure of the household unit for a black family, it doesn't exist in a traditionally nuclear space, a nuclear familyhood. It doesn't exist like that. And the thing is funny is, like, when I was a shorty, I'm growing up in the 80s baby. Let me pop my collar. 80s baby. Grew up in the 90s. Bro, sis, whoever's watching this, as a shorty, you say something about a black boy's mama, he's about ready to knock your head off. You say something about his sister, he's ready to knock your head off. And my thing is, a lot of black boys, they grow up with this understanding that they don't have a father. and that essentially the life bearer, the life giver, the protector of life is a black woman. A black woman. So my thing is like, how do these little black boys that grow up fatherless, that literally venerate black women, you know, again, from their mothers to their sisters, somehow they magically become men and they hate black women? Like somebody run me through the process of that. Like, how does that devolve from little black boys, black males growing up as black boys that love and protect their black mothers and their black sisters, and then they become grown ass men, and all of a sudden they hate they hate black women? What's the premise of that? How does that happen? My thing is this: I will not appease black men at the expense of black women. I will not appease black women at the expense of black men. My thing is this: black men and black women, our social realities are conjoined. They exist in league and concert with one another. I don't understand this. Like people talk like black men and black women, like our social realities exist independently of one another. That's simply not true. And I taught school, and one thing that I realized, like the little black boys that were in my class, a lot of them directed their anger towards me. You know, I'm over here trying to help them, trying to, you know, teach them to the best of my ability, share information, give them things that I didn't get from the classroom when I was a child, a black boy. And a lot of their anger came towards me. You know, and I literally had a little girl that would come in my class, and I tell the kids, you know, put your backpacks up, sit down at your chair, you know, and mind you, the desk work that they have in the morning is all spread out. And these are fifth grade kids. Their schoolwork is laid out, their morning work, their morning desk work is laid out at their table. You know, this little girl, for whatever reason, she would come to my class and not do anything I said. She literally would not do anything I said. Like she would, I say, put your backpacks up in the morning. She'd sit with it. You know, I'm not gonna say her name, but I'll be like, hey, such and such, I really need you to put your backpack up, and I need you to understand, you know, there is a ritual and a routine that we have every morning. You sit down, you put your backpack, when you come in the room, you put your backpack up, you sit down at the table, and then you'll have desk work there for you. We do the desk work, and then we go through current events, and we go over the desk work that was given. Every day, this little girl would do the opposite of what I said. And it got so bad to the point where I set up a meeting between her and the school psychologist / therapist / counselor. And literally, the girl, the counselor, after she met with the little girl that was causing a lot of discord in my class, after she met with her, she came to me and said, look, you know, Mrs. Stewart, like, this girl likes you. She likes being around you. And she explicitly told me she goes home to a house full of women where there are no men. It's just little girls and women. And I think she had a little brother. Yeah, but he was like maybe 5-6 years younger than her. And she's in the 5th grade. But essentially she said, Maurice, this girl acts up because she wants male attention. She knows that if she acts up, you're going to take her to the side and give her personal attention. And she doesn't get male attention at home. So what I'm saying is this: I'm not trying to paint myself as some messianic figure. I'm not trying to say, well, the household is messed up because women want to be with men and women. No, I'm not. There's nothing that I'm saying pejoratively to disrespect women or female energy. You know, or I know some people take offense to the word female. I use it against my will. I don't mean any harm. But essentially what I'm saying is the family structure, the family unit is thrown off. So by that, there's already this like inherent discord that exists. You know, and I feel like essentially you have black men, black women who by and large they grow up desiring that connection amongst each other. And my thing is, when we talk about, again, I want to go back to the little black boys. The bottom line is you got a whole group of black boys who are well, I'm not gonna say all of them, but enough of them, a conspicuous amount of them, who are growing up fatherless, and they're trying to find that responsible, that respectful, that progressive, masculine male figure, you know, and essentially, I think, you know, since they don't have that point of reference, they act out. Like I said, a lot of the discord, the problems that I had in my class was came from black boys. And it's like you have these black boys that are socialized without any type of positive, a lot of them, not all, but enough of them don't have any type of positive male reinforcement. You know, and you know, they're pretty much taught, like, you know, might is right. Being hyper aggressive is strong. Being aggressive is strong. Being bellicose, being quick to fight, quick to rumble, that's strength. And I guess my thing is like, how can you expect these little black boys to interact with black women, black women, black girls in pro-social ways and positive ways, if they don't even know how to manage their own feelings? A lot of these black boys are socialized and grow up to think that emotions and feelings is a sign of weakness. So the antithesis of that is to be hyper masculine. Fuck all y'all. I'm that nigga. I got this. They turn into like this monstrous figure, like this big bad wolf thing going on, you know. And the thing is, are women suffer because of that? Are men suffer because of that? Because they feel as though, oh yeah, strength is in denying what I feel. Strength is in not being emotional, not showing feelings, because that's strength, you know. And you have a lot of black girls, black women who are socialized to believe the same thing. To feel like, you know, a man somehow being vulnerable and showing emotion and showing feelings is a sign of weakness. So there's this whole hyper distortion that's just being perpetuated. You know, and my thing is this is not an attack on black women. This is not an attack on black men. And I saw Ta-Nehisi Coates, he wrote some article on Instagram in defense of Gayle King, and Gayle King is a victim. And that's bullshit. Gayle King is not a victim. I admit, the way Snoop handled that, it could have been way more calm. It could have been more respectful. But the bottom line is this: if you're going through years of socialization of thinking might is right, if I'm just on some bull, if I'm hyper aggressive, you know what I'm saying? If I come at you in a truculent manner, if you think that's the right way to deal with things, that's how you will always deal with things. So my thing is this: black men and black women, largely, we can go back to, I know y'all hate hearing this. We can go back to slavery. We can go back to Reconstruction. We were literally bred and socialized to hate each other, to be against each other. You know, and until we address the fact that there's healing that needs to be done on both sides, this bullshit is gonna keep going on. My great grandbabies are gonna have this conversation until we confront it. And I don't think that, I feel as though you have like a lot of these academics and scholars, you know, they want to tie their bow ties and align themselves with these white liberals or progressive media and say, oh yeah, these black men are wrong. They're animals and they're just these beasts that are just angry. No, let's get to the root of the problem. But my thing is this: I'm convinced that most people are not solution based. they are not solution based, and they benefit from. I don't want to say, well, no, they're not solution based, and the release to them is just pointing fingers. Nobody wants to talk about solutions. I don't lambast black women. I don't shit on black women. I don't lambast black men. I don't shit on black men. Bottom line is this: we don't even collectively, we don't even know how to deal with each other in our traumas. We suck at conflict resolution. There needs to be conflict resolution. There needs to be compassion. There needs to be energy, positive energy. There needs to be love. There needs to be vulnerability. But we're growing up and we've been just so, I mean, what did Dr. Naeem Akbar say? Plantation psychosis. There's just so many things that are destructive and unhealthy that we've learned as coping mechanisms to survive. And we use that shit against each other. We use that shit against each other. So until we sit down and acknowledge one another's pain in a respectful way, and until we understand that we are both human and that we need to support one another, and that we need to understand that black men and black women, we are binaries of one another, again, the same shit is gonna go on. My survival is contingent on black women, on black women. Black women's survival is contingent upon black men. You know, and my thing is like, I'm not with pointing fingers. I'm with solutions. You know, and I'm not sure what more is it going to take? What type of revelation, you know, what type of psychosocial spiritual revelation we need to have for our paradigm to just shift towards one another. I'm not sure anymore. But I think it starts with us acknowledge on a cellular, basic, independent level, us acknowledging our pain and understanding that there are other brothers and sisters that have felt pain. So we need to be kind and patient with one another.